Like and subscribe. You're funny, bro. You're funny, bro. With Peter Rosenberg, huh? Yeah, that was a good one, man. Fee C. C Fee. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Eric said, shut up. Piano said, are your parents related or was it a car accident? You made up this name, huh? Well, you know, Fee is close to Scalding Hot Iced Tea, you know? Connect the dots, bro. Because we live and direct and in effect. All gas, no brakes. That was for you, Piano. All gas, no brakes. But anyways, things are heating up in the outfield, man. Things are heating up. Man, Israel is going to enact public executions. Can you believe it? If it ain't one thing, it's another. And they intend on executions in threes with automatic hanging chambers. Can you believe that? An automatic hanging chamber. Man, just when you think it couldn't get no worse, it gets horrible. Man, people should pray for Palestine for real, because it's going down, but then Iran ain't playing. Iran said, bring it on. I don't know. I think we're going to get to see the three-piece. I think we're going to get to see the three-piece, man. Y'all better stay prayed up. Because, you know, they gearing up all around the world right now. They are gearing up for you know what? For conflict. Serious conflict. And they got a lot of weapons. So we gonna see where this goes. You know, this guy was saying the reason that we ain't seen no arrest in the Epstein fiasco is because they're all involved. Criminals don't arrest criminals. So remember that. Criminals do not arrest each other. But how about that conflict though, man? Gold prices are continuing to rise. And as I said in the past, when you see gold abnormally high, that is the first indication of a major conflict. Regardless what you think. And another thing, with these skyrocketing gold prices, history has shown 100% of the time, I mean a solid 100%, a major conflict is brewing. It's going to be a three-piece. I just hope that all my fellow countrymen are ready for the three-piece. Hope you guys are ready. You better put your differences aside because we might get to see a draft real soon, like a whole draft. Like World War II, you remember that? I'm sure people remember that. It was a whole draft They was drafting everybody. But you know, Donald Trump, he ain't no chump. So he's the type to draft the felons and the convicts and say, since you guys are career criminals, you're going to have to take the front line. Real scary situation, man. It ain't scary yet, but it's coming. You're going to get your first dose of real fear very soon. Right? Because you know, Russia and China are sitting back watching where all the cards are gonna fall. And there's a strong possibility that they are not about to let Israel attack Iran. And America, you know, America, United States of Israel, they are not about to let China and Russia even think about attacking Israel. So it's about to be a riot, a whole three-piece riot with multiple nations involved. Not to mention Mexico. You know, America had already said that they was finna go to Mexico and start bombing the cartel compounds, you know, with their little military. So it's a lot going on, man. It is a lot taking place in 2026. But you know what they say? This is the age of Aquarius where everything gets revealed. The veil will be lifted. That's why ICE is going crazy in America. It's a lot going on, man. And I'm curious to see where the cards will fall. Let's just hope we don't get up on a sunny day, go outside, and those chemtrails or rockets coming from overseas. Because that would be quite frightening, you know. But I mean, it happens all the time over there. I'm sure Ukraine was witnessing stuff like that. You know, people wake up and go outside and look up in the sky and just see a bunch of little thread clouds from rocket exhaust. Next thing you know, buildings start just, well, you know the rest. You know the rest. But we shall see. We shall see. And you know what? I'm like, man, it's long overdue, man. When I had my Facebook page back in 2021, I kept telling people, hey, man, conflict is imminent. No matter what you say. And with a guy like Donald Trump, he gonna take it there. He is going to take it there. And even if he don't, his other electees will. You know, a lot of the older guys in their 60s and 70s, they're proud to have a guy like Trump in his position. They're proud of that shit. They're like, yeah, Trump's our guy. Trump is our guy. So we gonna see about this three-piece. This is something local law enforcement won't be able to stop. So how you feel about them apples? Local law enforcement's gonna have to stay local for this one, unless they want to go join the conflict, the real conflict, not the in-house conflict. But we shall see, though. I can't believe that it's time. The time is finally upon us. The pot is building pressure. When will it erupt? But no worries. You know why? Because conflict is something that's been happening since the beginning of time. It's unavoidable. People just don't want to. People don't want to feel like they're going to get to see it in their lifetime, but in fact, they will. It happens in multiple different timelines, and there's always a lot of casualties. But at the same time, I mean, let's get this behind us. Because one thing about conflict, it's better to be behind you than it is to be in front of you. But you know, right now it's in front of us. The conflict. And honestly, I'm curious to see what happens. Where are we going with this? What is going to happen? Nobody is safe, right? Ain't nobody safe. You know what they say, right? Anybody can get it. Any nation can get it. Especially if you're dealing with a nation that's got a surplus of nuclear weapons and nowhere to put them. You know, they're tired of stacking them. They want to go blow up some fireworks. You know, like 4th of July. You know, you buy all these fireworks. You don't buy them to store them in your house. You buy them to go celebrate and go light them off and have a good time. Well, shit, that's what they gonna do. I'll tell you this, though. Texas was trying to pass a bill for no capital gains taxes. Man, if that happens, I think I'm going to be moving to Texas. No capital gains taxes? Do you know what that means? But you know, that's just propaganda to keep people's mind off of what's really brewing. You know, because there's some real brew. For the first time in what? Since the 1940s? Vietnam War ain't got nothing on what's happening right now. So we'll see, man. We spent all that time in the Gulf. We spent all that time in Iraq. And you know what else they said? I just read this. I don't know how true it is. I haven't fact checked it, but I don't see why the source would have been telling a fairy tale. But dude said the real reason that America came and got Saddam Hussein was because Saddam Hussein was one of the only dictators in the world who had an actual alien corpse in his possession, and that America wanted that corpse, but they needed to create a distraction to get it. Now, the reason why I didn't fact check it, and I don't know how valid it is the fact that they actually showed the body of an extraterrestrial on the internet. And I'm kind of like, well, how did this end up in your hands, sir? If it was something that wasn't meant to be seen, then how did it end up in your hands? So, you know, it's just a lot of talk right now. Everybody's talking, man. I'm talking about everybody got a voice right now. They done updated YouTube. They done added an extra layer of security to YouTube to where if you're dropping videos, they have a filter system before it gets filtered through Gemini. You got to pass step number 3 to make sure that you're not regurgitating other people's content copying it through AI and recreating it with almost identical wordage. So it's a lot going on, man. We're still moving aggressively forward with technology and everything else. So, it's just what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. You know, you can't help but feel like, man, are we going to continue to live, or, what's going on with this three-piece on the horizon? You know, major conflicts. You never know what to expect nowadays, especially me up here in Michigan, right on the Canadian border, where they do heavy trafficking of every kind, whether it's people, whether it's substances, whether it's weapons, whether it's vehicles, or what have you. I'm kind of like, well, I know for a fact that Michigan is on the target list because of the resources that it has. Some of the biggest salt mines in America, right? Some of the freshest water that you could find. On top of having a border to a whole nother country, right? With multiple ways to enter to and from, you know. And you already know during the wintertime, the ocean up there in Alaska freezes up. You don't even got to get on a plane to go to Europe. You could drive right on into Europe from North America. So I'm just curious, man. Like, what we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. We gonna see. I'm just keeping updated on the updates myself. Like, I don't expect for nothing to happen today. Although they did say that Iran was supposed to get attacked on the 21st. Those were supposed to be the opening conflicts, but nothing happened on the 21st. So, Phil, what's going on, bro? Hello to you, sir. Release the Kraken. Release the Kraken. And another thing too is this, bro. They already got the Trojan horse sent to America. The Trojan horse is already here. It's already here. That should be concerning within itself. And everybody knows about the Trojan horse. Cold sneak attack. But you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. We gotta see some kind of conflict in our lifetime that affects our life. We can't just go on happy-go-lucky forever. We can't just have everything dirt cheap. Just imagine if Hellcats only costed $20,000 a piece. Just imagine if you could go out right now and buy a 4 or 5 bedroom 2-story home for $150,000 with an acre in the back, an acre in the front. Yeah, right. You want conflict, getting married. I'm already in conflict, sir, spiritually and physically, right? But I get your point though, and you're absolutely right. But if I married my wife, it wouldn't be a wife that I would conflict with. We would partner up. See, the thing is, the trick to it is, marry a girl that wants to be your business partner, and then you'll be too busy to fucking fight. That's my opinion, If you marry your business partner, you won't have to fight. You won't have to be in conflict. But then again, I suppose you're right, because America is married to Israel and they stay in some kind of fucking conflict, right? But we need this though, right? We need the conflict. Mark Simmons. How you doing, man? I'm noticing a lot of names I haven't seen before, man. I guess that's a good thing, I suppose, right? Make sure you like and subscribe. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just keeping everybody updated on the updates that are coming in. It's so much information flowing in right now. It's hard to keep up with all the information. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult, man. Like, man, the age of information, right? Oh, you love me, man? I love you too, bro. From the heart space, man. Somebody gotta love you, right? You know, but hey, man, it's it's the age of Aquarius. So we gotta do it. It has to be revealed. There's no more hiding this shit. It's too much bullshit. It done boiled over. They done turned up the heat too hot and the bullshit done boiled over. Now we gotta see what is it gonna be done about it. You know? A lot of nations are angry and upset and ain't feeling respectful these days. They like, am I the Taliban? What is the Taliban, sir? William, I don't believe I seen you in here before, sir. But please enlighten me, man. What is the Taliban? That sounds like a pop band or something. What do you call that? A boy band, something like that. A little pop group. But no, I'm not. They try to say I was a part of the Stray Kids too. Saudi Arabian. Well, I know what that is. What about Saudi Arabian, man? I'm not a Saudi Arabian, man. Do I look Saudi Arabian? If so, that's a compliment. They should send me an oil reserve, bro. I thought all Saudi Arabians were rich. I don't think they have any broke Saudi Arabians. Rory is weird. He definitely doesn't make much sense, but we love you, Rory. Shout out to Rory Gilmore, everybody. He is voicing his opinion, and this is a freedom of speech channel. Exercise it, use it or lose it. Nancy, how you doing? I am not a Christian. Although I grew up in a Christian household, I identify as spiritual these days. Mark Simmons says he doesn't think that I look Saudi, but I definitely look half Jamaican. I like you, bro. I appreciate that. I never been told I look half Jamaican before, but I like Bob Marley though. I like Steel Pulse. I do. I even like Escape from Albaros. Those are some good bands out of Kingston, the Kingston area. Some of the best reggae music you'll ever hear in your life, bro. Now get those likes up and don't forget to subscribe to The Vibe, man, because we gonna keep everything up to date from here until the conflict finally kicks off. Because I know a lot of people are reporting it, but I want to go and do live at 5 so you can help me politic about it. Cigarettes, Angel. Cigarettes. The cheap ones. Because the expensive ones are smoother, but they're more deadly. I don't want to vape. I want to smoke cigarettes. And you may not like it, but that's the way things are. Rory says, cigs for the win. I appreciate that, man. Cigarettes are always going to win. God has forgiven me. It doesn't seem like it with all this gang stalking all around me. It seems like I'm being punished for some unforeseen reason. But I accept my punishment like a man. I really do, man. I accept my punishment like a man. I don't have time to cry. I'm all cried out. My eyes won't even get wet anymore. Right. Right. Rory, appreciate that. Appreciate that. You don't think God is punishing me? Well, I feel better, you know. The fact of the matter is I keep my Bible close by. You know, we must read, you know. It's the Dallas Public Library Bible, but it's the Bible nonetheless. The word is the word, whether you're in California or in New York. Juggle G. Juggle G. What up? My name is Juggle G. And I'm a juggling juggalo. I appreciate the compliment, bro. You know, everybody likes to be called handsome. And Alpha goes on to say, I wish I believed in God. I could use some faith in something. You know, some people worship weed, bro. Can you believe that? Some people worship weed. Other people worship money. And then there's those cannibals who worship severed heads. So believe what you want to believe, man. You know, put your faith. This is America, man. You can believe and worship a broken piece of concrete. You can worship your old favorite t-shirt. This is America. You can do that. Angel says nicotine pouches are the real number one, plus the least harmful ones for humans. Yeah, Angel, until your teeth fall out and your gums start receding. You ever seen somebody with a receding gum line? That's what pouches do. They recede. See, I got a regular gum line. I start messing with pouches, my teeth are going to be an inch long at the bottom. My gums are going to be way down here. So I'm going to pass on the pouches, but I appreciate the insight. But me personally, I have messed with the pouch before. But hey, man, you have a great day too, Queef Nugget. I'm not going to be messing with pouches, but like, because I'm a welder, I used to weld in the field. I used to drive a service truck to jobs where smoking just was smoking. Like for the job that I had back in Las Vegas, smoking cigarettes was very undesirable because of the kind of work that I did, right? Yeah, I believe so, in my opinion, Alpha. Absolutely. Why wouldn't a non believer be able to have a child that believes? I mean, unless you're going to isolate them and make sure that you teach them to only believe what you believe, then, the old saying, like father, like son. There are a lot of children who are programmed by their parents to believe in the same belief structure. But if you give your child the freedom that he or her needs to grow, then they are going to come into the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of their own choosing because they have the freedom to do so. So you may be an atheist and your son may be a Catholic priest or a reverend or a pastor or or whatever is out there, man, because there's a lot of religious beliefs and they're getting more wild by the day, right? Let's just be 100. There is so much out there to believe in that you could never believe in everything in one lifetime these days. Anyways, Alpha goes on to say that I've won the rank chat #1, baby. And then he goes on to say, I have no belief. I don't know what happened. Some form of depression or something. I can dig it, bro. And I'm going to tell you why I can dig it, because there is a lot going on. There is a lot of betrayal. There is a lot of heartache and pain, and there is a lot of reasons to stop people from smiling these days. Do you know that people turning away from God right now is at an all-time high? It's at the highest rate it's ever been. Everybody's turning away from God. People are turning to Satan at alarming rates. They're saying Satan is the new God. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that's what I've came to discover, bro. So if you don't believe in anything and you're just gonna be a nonpartisan free agent, that's better than what a lot of these folks are doing. You feel me? And a lot of time I tell people, hey man, don't be manipulating your faith just because certain things have benefits and others don't. But I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna tell anyone to believe in anything, right? You just do what you do, man. Slime comes in from left field and he says more people are figuring out his to follow their own morality. And Corpse Burger comes in to say AI is God. Bow down to Chat GPT, motherfucker. Hey man, you know, I feel you, man. Chat GPT is pretty dominant right now. Mark Simmons says that it is the end time, bro. And the Bible the Bible predicted that in the last days many will turn away from God and Satan is the great deceiver. I've been saying that for so long, man. But you know what? Let me tell you something about these non-believers, man. You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing, man. They'll laugh at you. Can't tell them nothing. What do you think about artificial wombs giving birth to these sheep? You know what? That shit has been going on for about 40 years, bro. Artificial wombs. Listen, I seen a video back when I'm 44 now. I seen a video when I was younger. I was at least in my 20s. So this was 20 years ago. Over in Russia, this lady, they had a laboratory with plexiglass tanks that that they were synthetic wombs, and that's exactly what they were growing. Was they were growing lambs and sheeps and shit inside of these synthetic wombs inside of laboratories, and they were showing you that cloning is already a thing. Stroud, man, no long time no see. I sounded like a Native American. Stroud, long time no see. Artificial wombs for making sheep. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it's all about perspective, bro. Alpha, it's all about perspective. Is it the end times? Well, let me speak on it. So, as far as the end times go, I'm gonna tell you something that a great creator spoke to me. He said that there comes a rare moment in the world where the people become fully awakened in consciousness, fully awakened and conscious to everything that's going on. They are no longer able to be controlled by the world powers and the elite, and a phenomenon ends up happening, and supposedly history has shown this to be the case. The phoenix rises. In other words, the world turns into ashes, and that causes the phoenix to rise. And then the Bible says that the world will be wiped away by fire. So it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Well, Corpse, they're talking about gay men are able to be impregnated. They are able to carry babies and all that kind of stuff. I would be lying to you if I told you I'm intelligent about the topic, because I'm not. I don't know anything about gay men being pregnant. Nothing. I just know things that I've heard. Right? And you know what? If it's true, I wouldn't be surprised. If it's untrue, I would be even more surprised, because in the world we living in, that's like some shit scientists are out there working towards, is making men pregnant. That's the kind of shit they're spending millions and billions of dollars on, is how to make a man pregnant. But well, that's common knowledge, Corpse, that a woman is like a man but pregnant. That's just, remember, trans is just a costume, bro. That's all it is. A trans is a costume. You're playing dress up. You know what I'm saying? Any man could go out there and look like a female, and any female could cut her hair and do a little razzle dazzle to her body and look like a man. But at the end of the discussion, it's just dress up. You know? But it would be absolutely weird. Olate. Hold on, I gotta say this right. Oleju Olampiosi. 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 Okay, I hope I said it right. How you doing, though? I appreciate you stopping in. She was taking hormones. It's about estrogen and testosterone. Man, they've been putting estrogen in the food for men for, hey, that's why I stopped taking supplements, man. Like all that whey protein and different supplements from the vitamin store. You sitting up here thinking that you getting buffed out and doing all this weight gain. Whole time they got estrogen in your supplements. I don't know. I just made that up right this minute, but it sounded like something they would be doing to motherfuckers, right? You know, Mark says the gospel is foolish to those who are perishing. 1 Corinthians 1:18. No, I don't do any supplements neither, bro. You know why? Because Top Ramen, fish, chicken, and peanut butter are still supreme. Yeah, well, I'd rather just go eat a whole bunch of peanut butter, man. And honestly, I watched a video of a guy that ran a restaurant that said it is so easy to make your own peanut butter. It's very easy. You don't even need to go buy peanut butter. You can make it right in your house. A little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, put some peanuts in a blender. I think what they do, like 1 pound of peanuts makes you 1 jar. And you can whip it even better when you do it yourself. Man, I am T, got the recipe edited. Please like and subscribe if you like the vibe, man. I come with 90% facts, 10% speculation, and 100% opinion. My channel is all about entertainment / education. See, the difference between me and a lot of these individuals is I want to be educated and a lot of these other people want to be entertained. That's the difference. Muskin says, my boyfriend is not packing. Oh, excuse me, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. My boyfriend is not picking up my calls. So what should I do? Do a wellness check. In my humble opinion, if he ain't answering your calls, do a wellness check. That'll get him going. Oh, your name is Dustin. Oh, how you doing, Dustin? Oh, you cheated on him? I don't know. Did you cheat on him, Muskin? It was a breakup? Well, if it's a breakup, then he ain't answering no calls. But I don't recommend a wellness check, because if he's doing something sketchy, you're going to get him in trouble. But that was kind of like a joke, though. But wouldn't that be funny, though? You do a wellness check on him and he gets in trouble, and you were just trying to, like, get his attention, and now he's in jail because of you. Wellness checks never go well. Wellness checks never go. Every time they do a wellness check, they either find a body, they find some sketchy shit going on. Wellness checks are just not good. But they're necessary, though. They are necessary, man. My question is this, though, man. What we gonna do about this 3-piece conflict that's on the horizon, man? Kyra, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Use police as little as possible. You know, the police was parked out front a little while ago when I was out on the porch, man. It is 55 degrees in Michigan today, in the dead center of wintertime. It's supposed to be 19 degrees today, but no, it's almost 60 degrees outside. I took a walk today, man. Especially in this unregulated, defunded administration. Well, I'm in Michigan, bro, and hey, man, there is a lot of ICE agents in the state of Michigan right now. They are all over this camp. Oh, see, well, you got it, Stroud. Hey, where are you at again? Didn't you say you was in Ohio area or somewhere down that way? I don't think you said exactly Ohio, but I'm pretty sure you said somewhere in that area, man. You know, I get so many people telling me where they from that it's hard to keep up. Oh, you are in Ohio. Okay. Oh, Flick Flair's in Ohio. You left to Ohio. Let me see. Left to Ohio, but it depends on which way you facing. Are you facing towards Michigan or are you facing towards Ohio? Because if you facing towards Ohio, left to Michigan would be New York area. New York, and then let me see. I gotta look at the map, but I know Buffalo, New York is only 600 miles from here. Oh, west. So you're Indiana, Illinois area. Okay, yeah, Illinois area. And that you may not be exactly in Illinois, but just that's west of Ohio. So, you know, that's right up under Lake Michigan and shit. So, have I ever heard of Alma? No, I have never heard of that, sir. I have never heard of that. I can't even pronounce that, right? But it sounds like some derogatory shit meant to look like it's from the other country, but like I am up on your game, sir. Alma. If I pronounced it the way you spelled it, it would be me telling you, so I'm not even gonna say it. Des Moines. Yeah, I know how to say Des Moines. The S is silent. Isn't Des Moines in Iowa? I'm pretty sure Des Moines is in Iowa. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. I've never been to Des Moines, but I always liked the name Des Moines. Illinois is silent. Well, Illinois is silent depending on your speech, right? Because some people say Illinois. Some people make the S have sound. You know what I'm saying? Some people absolutely do. But Des Moines, I've never heard anybody says Des Moines. Never. It's always been Des Moines. So the S's are definitely silent, corpse. 100%. I agree. Yes, sir. You heard someone say Des Moines before? That just sounds weird. Oh, you're from there. Okay. I've always heard people say Des Moines. But then again, I'm from California, and the farthest I've ever been is to Nevada, you know, and now Michigan. But to get to Michigan, I skipped over every state past Nevada. You know what I'm saying? So I've only been to California, Washington, and Nevada, and now Michigan. Go eat an Elvis Presley sandwich. You know what? I don't know what that is, man. Elvis always looked like someone who ate Jimmy John sandwiches. I'm pretty sure if Elvis was alive right now, he'd be eating Jimmy John sandwiches. You know, Elvis passed away and he didn't even have to, man. He was mishandled by his management. They was pumping him full of drugs on purpose just so they could own his legacy. And that's how he passed on. That shit was messed up how they did Elvis, man. They had that man all messed up. Yeah, Jersey Mike's is cool. They got a lot of Jersey Mike's in Vegas. You know, I never been to Jersey Mike's here. I think they got a few here in Michigan. You know, I heard Michigan was about to open their first Jack in the Box ever. Can you believe that? There's no Jack in the Box in Michigan. There's about to be now. Man, I grew up eating Jack in the Box, man. Going to Jack in the Box and getting them nasty ass little Jack in the Box tacos, man. You eat one of them, if you want to use the bathroom, you might as well. Right, exactly. If you wanna if you wanna use the bathroom for an hour, just go eat some Jack in the Box tacos, bro. They're not really tacos. I don't know what them things are. Yeah. It's just folded and sealed like a damn like a empanada type thing, but the meat on the inside is like Taco Bell meat. That shit is crazy. I don't even do White Castle at all, man. White Castle, boy. I can't take White Castle. I get the worst heartburn ever when I eat White Castle. It's like when I eat White Castle, when I have ate it, it goes into my stomach and it starts just bubbling, just toxic fumes and shit. And it irritates all my little heartburn areas. Okay, well, tap in with me later, Stroud, man. I might not be doing another live tonight, but I may be doing one probably around this time tomorrow. I don't know yet. I'm really not gonna go hard tonight. I was thinking about it. It's 5 right now. I could go till 9 p.m., but it ain't that serious, man. I just wanted to see what the people wanted to talk about. What is going on in them YouTube streets is why I tapped in, bro. See if anybody wanted to describe and subscribe. And if not, I'll survive. You know, I've been sipping a little bit of Arbor Mist today, man. That shit made me tired, man. Like I didn't even get a buzz. I just got hella tired like some sleeping pills. But I'm good though now. Like, cause I made a whole pot of coffee today, man. And I only drank less than half of it. But I might drink more because I'm tired now. I'm drowsy. Bomber King says, there is an eye telling me to harm others. I listened in the eye. Footsteps, the eye was pleased and had let me sleep without voices for tonight, but it warned me that the day of judgment awaits. And goes on to say, I can feel bugs under my skin. I know what your problem is, man. You got the DTs. Bama, do you drink? Do you do any alcohol at all? But I don't know, man. Hey, all I can say is what Bart Simpson said, bro. Cool your jets, bro. I know you don't. I know you don't want to end up in jail. I know you don't want to end up in a jail cell. I don't think anybody except maybe a homeless guy wants to end up in jail. Why do Americans put a lot of chemicals in their food? Because this is Babylon, Jason. That is why. America is Babylon and controlled by Israel, and Israel is trying to eradicate the American countryman. They sanction the poison. There's a lot to it, and there's big money in the industry. They got chemicals in the food here in America that you would find at a Mako paint shop. They got ingredients in the food here in America that you would find at 1-800 Pest Control. It is wild what's in the food. And like almost every food we got has a cancer warning on it nowadays. They may not put it on there, but it's on there. RFK is the only one in the administration I am not worried about. You should be, because you know his whole family is cursed, is what they say, man. They didn't assassinated so many of the Kennedys, bro. And I always heard tell that it was because JFK made a deal with the Italians and he didn't live up to his promise. He got elected and then he backdoored him and turned his back on him, so they took him out. I don't know. You tell me, though. Rex says, do you think these food companies should be held accountable for the chemicals they put in American products to make the cost cheaper? I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. The way to hold them accountable is to stop buying the products. That's how you hold them accountable. Stop spending money on the products. But you also got to remember it's not just the food, it's the clothing, it's the plastics, it's a lot of things, man. It's not just the food, bro. It's everything you touch, everything you wear. Anything that makes contact with your body is pretty much contaminated, right? Now, here's the good part, right? Here's the silver lining. There's companies out there already actively fighting against this chemical warfare that was launched on the American countrymen, right? Man, you know what? If I had some restaurant money, I would indeed do just that. But I need the finances. My hands are tied. I am not financially stable enough to think about a restaurant. But I do like to cook. But I also like to weld. I am a prolific welder and I would like to learn more. Isaac, what's going on, man? I seen the chicken you cooked the other night. Oh man, it is very good, man. I put a lot of effort and passion into my projects, and that's a fact because I wanted to. Now, see, here's the thing: I don't cook just to get views or likes. I cook to eat, but I know other people like that kind of shit, so I film it. Now, when I, am able to get like a good editing program, then I can like make the thumbnails, make better videos, and my view count would probably skyrocket. But right now, we grassrooting it, so I'm only working with an idea, a dream, and a phone camera and internet access. So I just combined all those together and it got me 200,000 views. So you don't need much to get started, but as you go on and you get recognized by the people, they're gonna want to see more because they're used to seeing more. They're used to seeing well constructed content. So if you just, but see, there's also people that appreciate what I do. People like me who just keep it basic. That there is definitely an audience for the basic content. Basic content has its own arena. Let me ask you this though. Does anybody remember the very first video that ever dropped on YouTube? The very first one. Oh. A lot of people don't remember that, but you can find it, man. It's the very first one of all time when YouTube first launched. 111. How about that? What is 111? An indication for good things to come. 57 minutes in, we about to hit an hour and 1 minute. Damn, it's been an hour already. Time flies when you're having a good time. But the good part about me is I got a million things to talk about. And out of all those million things, I can talk for an hour for each topic, which means I could talk for the next million hours. The only thing, are my people going to listen? Right? Depends. If you like to kick back, relax, and because see, I even let people talk shit. Up in here, you can talk shit, you can be disrespectful, you can do whatever you want to do, man. You can cuss, you can hate on me. I'm not tripping, man. I encourage it because I guarantee you at the end of it, if you're not just a real hater, you're going to end up liking me anyways, bro. You're going to end up liking me, man. Jason says, Hey, I was wondering, have you ever what's in 80 movies a while back? Oh yeah, I remember the 80s movies we was talking about. Yeah, I watched a few of them. I watched The Fly. Um, what else did I watch, man? I watched Return of the Living Dead. Every time I turn on regular TV, I watch movies from that era. Every single time. Yeah, you can go on a marathon. You know what? I've been thinking about restarting the series of The Walking Dead from the very first episode and just go through the whole series. Because when Walking Dead first started, that was like my favorite show on AMC. I was like hooked on The Walking Dead for a long. And then they started to change the cast and the characters, and then they started to get that weird TV series vibe to where the characters and the actors started acting weird, and then they started having this is what I don't understand about Hollywood. They'll take a black European from Europe and have him acting like an American. I don't get that. Why don't you just go get an American? And then they'll have an American acting European. Like this role playing shit is crazy to me. I just saw it made me stop liking as time went on. And then they started adding all these weird characters, doing all this weird shit. And then the dynamic changed after a while. I think they were running out of ideas, so I kind of like lost interest, right? But when Walking Dead first came out, though, man, I was on it. That was my favorite thing to turn on. I could watch that shit all night, episode after episode after episode. But I ain't watched it in a long time, but I've been thinking about it, right? Let me just turn this shit on and go back to the beginning so I can remember why it was good in the first place, right? Cause I'm gonna be real, man. There's a lot of good shows still out there right now, but if you ask me, every time a movie comes out, they're all the same. They remind me of the last movie I saw, right? Like each character still their role is the same. They have like the same character, like they just regurgitate characters, move them around into different movies, but they all act the same. So that's why I really don't watch newer films anymore. I like that old shit, man, where characters were random and they just acted like regular people. They didn't act like hot shots or egotistical motherfuckers. Like, tell you another good movie I watched back in the day, and all my older crowd remember this one. It was a, it was the original James Bond, right? And then also, in like Flint, Afghanistan, Bananistan. I like shit like that too. That's from the '60s and the '70s. I don't go much farther past that though. But one of the original Night of the Living Dead was filmed in the '50s. That was cool. Even that movie's still good, right? Return of the Living Dead, one of them. All that shit's good. My mom used to make us watch The Munsters. Remember The Munsters? 1313 Mockingbird Lane? Yeah, that was the good old days. Really was though, man. I'm only 44, but even I know that was the good old days. Herman, remember Herman? But you know what though? I want to know what everybody thinks about the conflict, bro. This is serious, man. This is some shit we need to talk about, man. You know, it's a lot going on in the country right now, and it's a it's a lot going on in the country, and it's a lot going on around the world, man. And I just think that it's crazy that everything that's happening, man. Hey, hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah.